Mania potentially. The girl might be manic. I'm not sure yet.
I was wondering why you went straight to Mania with Irene.
I mean, for one, I don't remember. I think she was like, "Hey, hey, hey, look, this." Like, that's usually pretty indicative of mania. Um, you see a lot of exclamation points. Like an exclamation point means that somebody is talking like really fast and loud and so right. So maybe that could have been her.
I was
I
trying
don't
to
know. We'll
figure
see.
out what was it, Ira? It no,
Irene.
no,
Oh, Ella.
Ella. Yeah, I was trying to figure out like what Ella might have.
I don't know yet.
I think she's
I don't
been
have any
very
ideas.
well treated.
Well, I mean, everybody's there going to be well treated, but yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
interesting to see
She seems
what develops from her.
normal.
Okay.
Normal's bad. She seems like neurotypical. She doesn't seem to have anything, but that could also just be that she's had a lot of time to practice.
Yeah.
Now, it could also be something that's low key, like the. So she's not going to have cluster Bs, which are like your borderlines, your um, hysterical hysterias. I forget. She's not going to have those.
Histrionic.
Histrionic, yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Histrionic, by the way, guys, is one where somebody kind of needs to be the center of attention all the time, and they will do whatever they have to make that happen. Not fun. Um, I think I could be wrong. It's been a while, but yeah, it's not one I see a lot often. She seemed. We didn't see any red flags. Not red flags, but we didn't see anything that really evidence that to me really stands out as symptomatic of anything yet.
I'm kind of thinking when it comes to Irene, she seemed to have a fascination with architecture because when you tried to go into the forest with her, she was like, "This is boring. This is like I don't care for that." So I think maybe she doesn't have mania. Maybe she's got like OC. Maybe she's got like a type of obsession with like buildings and people. So
I mean,
I don't know
the
what that would
reason
be.
the reason she liked being there is because she likes spying on people. So she could have problems about. She obviously has problems with boundaries. Not as bad as I've seen working in psych ward, but she likes spying on people.
Well, she
She
also
has a
had
laser
like that.
microphone for some reason.
I wouldn't even know what that is. But I did notice that.
Laser microphone?
Yeah, what's a
I can
laser
tell you.
microphone? Yeah, go ahead.
I know it from Shadowrun. Basically, it is a microphone that you point at a window or something that will vibrate in terms of when you hear people speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so basics for those of you who don't know, sound is a pressure wave that your body makes to create sound, right? Like that is literally my hand. When my hand is moving, it doesn't make any noise, barely any noise. You can hear that. So when it hits something, what you're hearing isn't my hand necessarily hitting my palm. What you're hearing is the last bit where it gets super close and the air is forced out at a high rate of speed, and that's what makes the clap sound. Right. So when you talk, what is happening is your lungs are forcing the air over your vocal cords. Your vocal cords are vibrating, which creates pressure waves within the air passing through your vocal cords, which then goes up through your throat to your mouth, gets redirected, and then based on the how you have your mouth set up, it then projects outside. So, to give you an idea of that, if you raise your vocal cords or if you lower your vocal cords, and if you talk in the back of your mouth versus the front of your mouth, you get different sounds, right? So, it's just a crash course on that. So,
all those
what
are all those are what Marky Mark used to call Good vibrations.
Good vibrations. So, how a laser mic works is you guys probably don't realize this, you all, but when you are speaking, you're actually causing the windows in the room you're in to vibrate because the pressure wave is hitting those windows and causing them to vibrate very subtly. A laser mic can detect, in theory, the vibrations so long as they move more than a photon or so.
Oh wow. Doesn't
Potentially.
take a whole
It probably
lot.
doesn't. Yeah, it probably doesn't work that well, but it's able to get a baseline for how the window is supposed to work, where it's supposed to be at rest, and then it's able to then interpret the vibrations of the window, and then translate that into sound for the headset that you're wearing with the microphone, and so you can then hear what people are saying. Makes sense. Uh, Potentially with different levels of volume. You most likely see this in stuff where people are playing criminals, like in Shadowrun or like spy movies, that kind of thing. So that's a laser microphone.
Oh, okay.
She also talked about lip reading and she had binoculars. So the fact that she has binoculars and knows how to do lip reading, but also is perfectly able to hear, as far as I can tell, she's not deaf, means that she just really likes being able to just zoom in on somebody and then basically spy on their conversations and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Um, the lack of boundaries is actually very common in a lot of mental disorders.
There was also the little bit where she suspected that there was this like secret or something behind
Yeah,
the renovated.
conspiracies.
Yeah, so she was digging it out like she didn't know like she should not do that, or if she did, she was willing to just you know continue with it without any fear of consequence. So I don't know what that would be. That's why I'm considering that she's more of a obsessive compulsive,
She,
maybe.
yeah, she could be obsessive compulsive on certain.
There was something I read a long time ago, but I can't remember what it is just off the top of my head. Where it's basically
Also,
you're suspicious of everything. It's not
yeah,
phobia. It's delusional. But no,
yeah,
that
I
that
do
wouldn't
see.
that wouldn't explain the unless it's like a subset because there is for anyone
Mm,
who doesn't know. Finn knows more about it than I do, obviously, but there can be a main diagnosis and then there could be like little subsets of some other disorders or illnesses or I don't know what the non-offensive
I mean,
wording would be, but it's
also
like
just
something else, you know.
yeah. Also, just so we're clear on this, something becomes a personality disorder when it actually starts preventing somebody from being able to like interact with ordinary life. So that's when it gets categorized as a disorder, when it's making it difficult for them to actually function in real life.
Yeah.
So like somebody who feels a lot of anxiety but is still able to go to work and go outside and maintain relationships and friendships and all that good stuff, they won't be diagnosed with agoraphobia, which is a anxiety disorder, something like that. They won't be diagnosed with that because they're able to do everything. But someone who they can only go to work at their job where they don't interact with anyone, and then immediately go to the store, only buy what they need, go to self checkout, deal with absolutely no one that they don't absolutely have to, go home, and then basically just hide at home for their entire life, basically, as much as they can. That person, well, they might be diagnosed with with an anxiety, like generalized anxiety disorder, GAD, as it's sometimes called, GAD. Yeah, Also, just so you guys know, there is a difference between OCD and OCPD. Like OCD is like the normal version where somebody just really likes everything being in order and they kind of need like they will like if you have a strand of hair out of where it's not if you have a strand of hair hanging where it's not supposed to be, they'll look at it and they will notice it immediately and they might be like, "Oh, hey, your hair's yeah, you got a little bit there. Yeah, yeah, cool." They might not say anything. They just will notice it immediately. That chair is 1 millimeter out of arrangement with the other one, but I'm not going to change it. Right? They notice it, but they aren't going to go and move it. OCPD is they go, "Hey, you got a hair out of," and they walk over and they move that hair back where it's supposed to be on you. They touch you to do this. They go and they like slightly shift the chair to where it's perfect. That kind of thing. That's the difference between OCD and OCPD. Um, but I don't know if she's interested in conspiracies, just like secrets. Maybe what's really going on around here. But yeah, I'm not sure. It could be delusional. Could be paranoid. She didn't seem like she was.
She went paranoid. I guess I'm
Yeah, she didn't
looking
seem
stuff up on
paranoid.
my phone. I guess I'm cheating. I'm not
No,
looking up.
I'm doing the same thing.
I'm not looking up a missing stars, but I'm looking up like different things. Maybe it could be all. Now this is saying it could be autism spectrum.
Yeah, it could be.
So she could be just
Um,
fast because it's saying a deep, all-consuming fascination with specific subjects, including architecture, cities, or cityscapes. It's a very common characteristic of autism. So that would also maybe encourage her to spy on people or figure out what they are talking about. But
yeah,
that might be a little.
but the
That
main
might be
problem
another
with
one of those little, with a how they say it's like it's primarily this, but it has elements of this.
yeah the main issue with ASD, the autism spectrum disorder, is that usually they aren't too interested in other people, and she seemed to like notice his emotional cues a little bit, if I remember correct. Like one of the primary things that shows up almost all the time with people with autism spectrum disorder is that they struggle with reading other people's emotions, from what I remember. That's one of the biggest indicators.
And she did. She was the one that was picking up on it first, right? When he was having his
Yeah,
panic attacks. So
yeah. So it could be ASD. Like maybe there's like I'm not an expert on ASD. So maybe there's a version of it where like they are really in tune with it. But yeah, also keep in mind at this point we don't know enough about these characters. There could be red herrings in there, but uh, um, yeah, I mean, it could be paranoid. There's something called paraphyletic disorders. I,
I think I saw that too,
anything
and I
that
just
sounds
don't know
like
what
it
that
could
is.
be philia, I usually want to avoid that on stream. Um, it's probably not voyeuristic because she doesn't seem to be enjoying certain aspects of this.
Yeah, typically I saw that it basically said like to watch people do things in the comfort of their own homes that most people shouldn't be
Yeah,
interested in watching them do, like disrobe and such.
yeah.
They'd probably be really happy on a nude beach, though. Just gonna say.
She didn't seem suspicious of him, but that could also just be that she
Oh, could
like
it just
watched
be
him enough.
hyperfixation ADHD?
I didn't really think about ADHD.
I'm just looking at this. I'm just asking, what disorder causes obsession with urban areas and people? And it said
I
OCD.
mean, the The
ADHD,
hyperactivity could
ADHD.
work. She did seem a
Apparently,
little scatterbrained.
apparently one of these is city planning and urban studies. I didn't know that was a disorder. Thanks, Google, and your stupid fucking AI.
Yeah, she could have ADHD. She could have ADHD. I'm not sure.
She could have city and planning, or she could have city
Well,
planning and urban studies disorder. Wow, I
I
didn't know that
mean,
was a
no, no.
condition. Thanks,
So,
Google.
so here's the so here's the thing that's interesting. The hyperactivity, I could have been thinking about that as like mania.
Mania, yeah,
So
you
she
specifically
could
said
just
mania.
have ADHD
She could.
because like people with ADHD, the inattentiveness, they probably work best with stimulation and be able to just like if you think about it, if you have binoculars and you're hiding in a tree, people watching. Oh no, this newest person has gone away. Now I'm going to look for another one. So like now they're hyper focused on finding their next mark to spy on, to observe, I suppose. They find one, and then they find a new person doing the tour. They probably know where the tour is going to leave, going to go out of places, so they can like follow them. And then when they lose them, they know they're going to go by this window. Ooh, there they are. And what about that window? Ooh, there they are. And they're going to go out those doors next.
And they'd be
There they
really
are.
hyper focused on your kitty cat, which I just heard meow. Ha ha ha.
So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think he's in here. I don't know where the meow sound came from. But it could be that.
Uh,
Ella's
yeah,
more
Eric
subdued,
might
so
want
I'm
to
not
be a
sure.
little careful. He does become Irene's next hyperfixation.
Well, I mean, there's nothing dangerous about people with ADHD. Like
No,
they'll hyperfixate
but
on someone for a while and then they'll get bored and just move on.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, another way to look at like ADHD is they're very scatterbrained. So if they're hyperfixating on you right now, they probably won't be tomorrow. Maybe they are. Probably not a week from now. Maybe they are. Probably not a month from now. But eventually they will move on to someone else.
Yes.
So yeah, just from those. Um,
I'm gonna have to say I think she might have urban planning and urban studies disorder. That's got to be what it is. I don't
is that
know.
actually a thing?
No, it's just when I just when I typed in what disorder causes obsession with urban areas and people, and like Google's a AI popped out a whole bunch of conditions at the very bottom of like the list. It says city planning and urban studies. I'm like, I didn't understand. I had no idea that was a disorder. And I got Finn like questioning himself and like, that's not a disorder, is it? I mean, what's this? No,
That'd be the funniest disorder ever.
that would be the funniest disorder ever. I know. Our architects,
you,
they just
you
have.
sir, have culinary chefing disorder. You are obsessed with cooking.
You don't want to sleep all the time. You have waking disorder. That's what you have.
Yeah, but that's actually a thing.
But no, I'm gonna go out on a limb. Probably not too much of a probably a very strong bow actually. That Irene has hyperfixation. I don't know why I'm placing bets. You go on Polymarket, some other shit like that.
Yeah, she might have ADHD. We'll see
Yeah,
as time goes on.
I can't imagine that they would do something really, really obscure. I think that
ADHD is not obscure
I
at
know.
all.
That's what I mean. Like, I can't imagine
Mm.
that the authors of Missing Stars decided to just pick something really obscure and just be like, this is fine. They're like,
Mm.
I'm almost certain that they're going to pick something that's real. They're going to pick things that are really common, like ADHD. It's probably one of the most common. Uh, what would you call them? I want to say mental disorders. One of the more common things that
No, no,
people could have.
I think it's. I mean, ADHD literally stands for. Uh, so I
Attention
have that.
deficit and
The
hyperactive
D
disorder.
is literally a disorder. Like it is a mental disorder.
Okay, so yeah.
Like, yeah, as someone put it, Um, if you take someone with ADHD and you tell them fix the stove, and you come back in 6 months, their entire house is now fixed and working perfect.
They just became
Why?
hyper
Well,
fixated on fixing things.
no, it's I went to go fix the stove, and then I noticed that this one like um a, a cabinet door, I guess, this one hinge squeaked, so I needed to fix that. And then I realized that this is also broken, so I needed to fix that. And so they go back in like this extremely long chain where like everything in the house, everything that's wrong in the home or the apartment is now listed because they found it all by accident. And then they fix all of it, and then at the very end, the stove gets fixed. Like 6 months later, they're just fixing it.
The stove
Like,
still needs fixing. Oh shit! I forgot all about that.
yeah, assuming they don't just it doesn't just become literally everything. Like, oh no, a bird, I need to do this.
Yeah,
Right. Assuming it actually has a finite end to how many things need to be fixed.
yeah. Which there is no guarantee. Well, there actually is no guarantee because there's always going to be something that needs fixing. Just how much effort are they
Yeah,
willing to
yeah.
put into it? You got a
Infinite.
teeny tiny little leak. Are you gonna? They? Do you think they would? Well, they would really have to
100%.
be. They would.
100% if they're focusing on it.
They would
100%.
carve out the wall, fix the leak, turn the water off to
Yeah.
the house or the
It,
gas,
yeah,
bleed
it
the
will bother
lines
them.
dry.
It will bother them. And when they're like focused on fixing it,
Yeah.
they'll be like, oh, I can fix this. It's why stuff like Space Engineers or RimWorld or any of those are so popular, is because like people with ADHD, they can like they can see the problem.
It taps
They can
in. It
just fix
taps
it.
into that
It's
market.
limited. Yeah, yeah, I think so.